Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Um, yes, guys, as I said before, I'm going to start documenting and blogging about my life here in Germany and what it's like to live here as an American. And for this video, guys, I just really wanted to dive into the world of some of the cool things about living here that I've come across personally and have experienced. So yeah, if this is your first time watching my channel or any of my content, please do me a favor and subscribe now. That way you can be notified every time I upload a new video, a new song session creation, and just the documentation of my life here living in Europe as an American. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, yeah, being in Germany is cool in many aspects. Of course, one of the main hurdles that you will face once you get here is, of course, the language barrier. Don't think just because, and this is something I learned the hard way, you've heard that, most Germans can't speak English, that they're going to speak English with you. That's not the case at all. That's not what I've experienced. And just be prepared to try. And I think if you try to speak the language, and they see that you're trying your best, then they'll have empathy for you and will switch to your native language if they feel necessary. But there's just some people that just don't speak German at all. I'm sorry, excuse me, that don't speak English at all. And just you got to be prepared for that. So if you do plan on coming here, definitely take a little bit of like pre-course German, like let's say level A1 or something like this. And just try to familiar yourself with some of the lingo that goes on here. One app I do recommend, and I'm not sponsored by them, by the way, is Duolingo. Saved my freaking life, guys, out here, I tell you. And there's so many different languages you can learn out here. And being that we're out in Europe anyway, why not give it a shot? Because then you might even pick up another language that you might find interesting. So definitely check that out. But anyway, so cool things about living in Germany. One of the first things I did notice when I first came out here, because I didn't have a car, was the transportation system is absolutely crazy. DB or Deutsche Bahn is one of the best forms of transportation especially in like major cities in Germany. And it literally takes you anywhere. Also, the bus system is really cool. There's buses coming every 5 to 10 minutes, trains coming every 5 to 10 minutes. There are times where there are delays, but that's like with any place that you go. But the transportation situation is absolutely phenomenal, and I definitely recommend doing that if you're out here and don't have a car, of course. Another cool thing that I do love about the transportation here, sorry guys, my allergies again, so if you hear me sniffling, my bad, is the fact that you're in Europe. I'm in Europe, so I literally can travel all over Europe to different countries, with one train. And Deutsche Bahn also travels to different countries. And so I have to say I've seen some very, very beautiful countries. I've been to the country of Luxembourg. I've been to France. I've been to England. I've been all over the place over here in Europe, Netherlands, you name it, you guys. And it's, being here in Europe, guys, is one of the coolest things in the world, because you literally get the entire world, almost the entire world, in one continent. And I thought that was really, really, really cool. And so definitely look into that in terms of transportation. Of course, you can drive. I drive my car now because I needed it, because where I'm living now in Germany, they don't have really like a strong form of transportation. So that's definitely something I absolutely needed. And on top of that, to commute to work every day for the stuff that I'm doing, all the projects that I'm involved in, just things like that, So I just needed something so I can get to point A to point B fairly, very quickly. And so that's why I ended up getting a car. But the transportation is really, really cool here. It's super dope. And on top of that, I come from New York, so I kind of grew up around it anyway. But it definitely is pretty cool to see that it's the same over here. Another thing about Germany, the food. Oh my gosh, the food here is amazing. But you will be shocked, and I will say that because the food situation, we have some of these major brands, food brands that are out here that we are familiar with in the States. We got the McDonald's, which is out here. We have the Burger Kings, which is also out here in Europe, Germany as well. But they don't have Wendy's, for example. They don't have what's the other one that's really popular out there in the States now? They don't have Popeyes. They don't have Qdoba. They don't have like any of these like really really like the the main forms of like food that we would eat all the time in Europe. They don't have a Taco Bell here at all. And so definitely prepare yourself. Oh, and another thing I noticed, especially about the food, it was a little bit disappointing. I have been here for 7 years, and I have to be honest, I have not yet found a place, like a really authentic Chinese restaurant. Every time I look up on a menu or something, or try to look up online, I type in the keywords Chinese restaurant, and I promise you, dude, it always ends up going to like some Thai spot or Vietnamese spot or Japanese spot, but never like a traditional Chinese restaurant. So if you guys are loving that, General Tso's chicken, sweet and sour chicken, all the stuff that we grew up in the East Coast and like that you're just used to being used to having in the States, just prepare your mind. You're probably not going to find it, and if you do, let me know, because I've been searching and I have not had any luck so far. So definitely definitely let me know, for sure. But some of the popular foods that are out here that are really really good, some of the local food, you have the schnitzel, Würstchen mit Brötchen. You have this is like things that they eat normally. And this is not German, the next one that I'm going to mention, but it's absolutely popular out here. And it's a Döner place where they have like meat on a kebab. And then it's like put in like a nice pita bread, or you can have it in a wrap. And it's filled with absolute goodness, guys. Vegetables, meat, garlic sauce, white sauce. Man, freaking one of the best things you can have, especially if you go out partying and stuff, and you come back and you just like super like got the munchies and stuff. That's like your best go-to food ever in the world, and that's still to this day my favorite food. You can put it on pizza, you can put it, the way they do it, it's so versatile. But one of the go-to foods out here, and I notice a lot of us Americans gravitate to that because it's definitely a solid comfort food. So definitely when you come out here, Döner. So that's Donor, if I spell that correct. I think I spelled that wrong. ER, excuse me. Anyway, so definitely check that out. I highly recommend it. Another cool thing, affordability. When I go shopping at my local supermarket, for example, I look at a price and see something that's there. For example, $2.99. In the States, for example, you go to Fred Meyer's or something like this, you go to the register, you scan the item, and then there's always tax on top. So you never get exactly what you see on the price tag. And this is something I noticed. Unless you become a coupon expert or something, like I know they started doing that really big out there, in the States back at home. But they have they have this, you always pay an extra tax on top, and instead of paying $2.99, you're paying like $3.15 or $3.20 or $4 sometimes, depending on what the item is. And so that's something I noticed when you come to a shopping center here, a food supermarket that's here. What you see on the price is what you're gonna get at the price, and that for me is very cool because it's not misleading. And I'm not shitting on home. I love where I come from. Again, guys, I love being at home. I'm just keeping it real. It is what it is. And I'm a New Yorker for life. I love being an American. I will never get rid of my American citizenship. I love being American. Facts. So, but I'm just calling it as I see it, guys. And, and that's that. So, but anyway, definitely, something to think about in terms of affordability, being able to live somewhere and not worry about, also, for example, Also, when you get an apartment, that's also a beautiful thing. I right now, I'm living in the countryside of Germany, which is about 45 minutes, 50 minutes away away from the city of Frankfurt. And guys, I pay like, under 700 euros. I'm sorry, over like a little bit over 700 euros a month with utilities and everything included. And I got a big fucking crib, guys. I got a huge place. All right, we're talking about 90 square meters. You guys are gonna have to convert that to square feet. But it's for one person, 2-bedroom apartment. That's pretty crazy, and you really can live a good life. And that, I thought that was also pretty cool. I think to end this video, another cool thing I would have to say for sure is it's cool. For me, I think it's cool. I wish they would offer it. Is going to school out here. It's kind of crazy. You go to your local university in the United States, by the time you finish your education and you get that piece of paper called a bachelor's, or you want to continue on and get that piece of paper called a master's degree, you're going to be easily $80,000 in debt. Easily, guys. And you have to spend the rest of your life, 20 years, paying that off. Whereas here, you can spend anywhere from, a couple of grand for your education, that to me is a steal. And it just kind of makes you think, what the heck's going on? Why is it like that here? Why isn't it like this everywhere in the world? And why is it, like this here? And so I just really feel like for somebody like myself, it just really gives you an opportunity at life. And I think that's pretty awesome. And so going to school out here is possible. Of course, if you already speak in the English language, you would have to find a school that's international that offers it, but they do offer it here, especially in Frankfurt, and you can live an abundant life out here. It's absolutely possible. So definitely look into that for sure. And as also, I guess I'll just throw this in there as well. Health insurance. I think that's pretty cool that it's a requirement to live in Germany, excuse me. You have to have health insurance. And it's not that expensive, guys. It's like anything and everything is affordable here. And I think that just falls into the affordability category that I mentioned. But Germany's dope, you guys. There's a lot of great, there's a lot of cons but I'll get into that in later videos. But I just wanted to drop in real quick and just let you know, just give you a little insight of what it's like, some cool things about being in Germany. So until then, I'll catch you in the next video, guys. And I love you. Keep following, keep subscribing, and let's enjoy the journey together. All right? Peace.